the created son. He was created in the order of God, but a little lower than the angels, so that he can function in the realm that was supposed to be an extension of the realm of God. So Adam is the created son. When you read through the Bible, for instance, if you read Exodus, the Bible calls Israel the firstborn son of God. Because what was happening to Israel was a metaphor for what will happen to the Christian. Are you with me? So Israel comes out of Egypt, goes through the wilderness, and arrives at Canaan. It's the same way. You will be brought out of the world. You will go through sanctification, which is the wilderness, and then you will arrive at Zion. We have come to Mount Zion, the city of the living God. We have come to an innumerable company of angels. So Israel was a metaphor. So when the Bible called Israel his firstborn, it means that he was God's adopted son among all the nations in the earth. So out of all the nations in the earth, God chose Israel to be his special people. So he adopted that nation as his firstborn. So that was just a metaphor for the adoption of sonship that we also come into as children of God. So the original plan is, when you become a son of God, you can make contact with God. So he says to Israel, be ye holy, for I am what? So he was saying, if you are going to be able to do business with me, there's a characteristic you must sustain. And what is that characteristic? You must be holy. So one of the things that salvation does for you is that salvation creates the platform for compatibility. You will not be compatible with God. You will not be able to fellowship with God. You will not be able to contact God if you have not yet come out of Egypt. So go to Pharaoh and tell him, let my people go that they might worship me. That they might come to me and come into a fellowship, a union with me that guarantees that my purposes I want to establish in the earth are fulfilled. So the essence of sonship is for contact. This is why Jesus will say things like, men ought always to pray. Because your primary tool for contact is prayer. Prayer. It is in prayer that you build fellowship. It is in prayer you learn how to make consistent contact with the realm of God. Your primary tool for contact is prayer. Even though I grew up in church, and the only way I heard prayer taught is that you use it to get things from God. But primarily, prayer is for fellowship. Primarily. Because if it was about getting things from God, brother, Jesus would not have needed to pray. But the Bible will say that Jesus will go and spend all night with the Father. What was he doing? Fellowshipping. That's it. Fellowshipping. He was enjoying his Father. And in that fellowship, he will now receive instructions about what to do in the day, where to go. He used prayer to align with the heart of the Father. This is why when a Christian comes to you and says, I'm confused, check. Are they people that make regular contact with the realm of God? Somebody says, I pray, but God is not talking to me. So I sat one of my daughters down and I said, listen, if I have a job, bro, you want to work for me, and I'm the head of the company, and you resume on Monday morning to start work with me, who will be more anxious to give you something to do? You that wants to work, or me that has the job? Me that has the job. I'm the one that will be desperate to say, do this, do this, do this. Because if you come and you sit around, I'll still pay you salary. Right? So me with the package of instructions, I should be desperate to communicate it. So if you are asking God questions, you are not getting answers, you are probably asking the wrong questions. You're asking the wrong questions. I want to marry. Lord, give me husband, give me husband. Maybe he has not answered you because you've not asked whether he wants you to marry. The question should not be, give me husband, give me husband. The question should be, is marriage for me? I know you don't like that one. You are a slave, Baba. You are a slave, a slave. In the matters of slavery, he can tell one to marry and tell another to be like Paul. Paul even cried out one time. He said, do I not have a right to take around a believing wife like Peter and the other apostles? So Peter and his wife used to do ministry together. Paul said, don't I have a right? But I've been constrained by my consecrations. I have a master. And this master has told me my own calling, I will not have a wife. I know when you preach that to young people now, they'll say,